And I myself am no stranger to affiliate marketing, as I've done, over $300,000 in commissions and sales. So I love these topics so much, and I really admire. Just want to shout out to everyone here because you guys are doing amazing work, and by creating, that is what is extremely important. So I just want to say that. So thank you for being creators, everyone, and sharing your expertise. So today we're going to go over what SEO really means now in 2025 and beyond, 2026 and 2027. We're going to go over things in the intro that you can tweak to boost retention. We're going to go over how to leverage what I call YouTube's hidden traffic source, advanced affiliate strategies that you may not have thought of that could really help spike sales for Black Friday, and how to make this quarter four your biggest yet. All right. So if anything, if you don't take anything else away from this presentation, I want you to know that YouTube SEO in 2025 are these three things right here. Okay. The thumbnails, the title, and the retention in the first minute of the YouTube video. You have to aim to nail these three things every single time. Gone are the days where it's important that we're, stuffing the description with hashtags, with tons of keywords, researching the perfect secondary hashtags, and using keyword research tools to get the perfect long tail thing, and searching the volume on YouTube to see what keyword is getting the most amount of volume. Like, that doesn't even matter. Like, what holds 99% of the weight for a video to do well and to go viral are these three things right here. So we'll touch on these, and I do want to get into your guys' specific questions. All right, so massive mistakes I see all the time with thumbnails. All right, having way too many words on the thumbnail, having a blurry, dark, or pixelated image or background image on there, having the thumbnail copy be virtually the exact same as the title. All right, and having too many colors, meaning your one thumbnail is, blue and yellow, and others are like green and orange, and it just kind of looks like a big colors of the rainbow when you look at the presenting page of your YouTube channel, right? So we want to stick to one color palette and use that throughout the entire channel, okay? So I'm going to dive into each one and go over what they mean. But of course, we are talking today with the thumbnails about CTR, right? Arguably the most important metric on YouTube. There's two types, right? There's the CTR that almost all of you probably are aware of, where somebody goes on YouTube and clicks on your thumbnail. That's the presenting CTR. There's another CTR where when people get done watching your video, they click to another video. That is called the end screen CTR. Now, we're not going to really touch on that too much, but I just want to say there's two CTRs. There's a difference. The main CTR in a healthy range is anywhere above 4%, 4 to 10%. Okay, the bigger your channel gets, though, naturally, by mathematics, the lower the CTR is going to be. Okay, so yes, feel free to interrupt me as we go along. I just wanted to highlight this case study with Rock Porch, and not even to, this is not a roast or anything, because, you don't know what you don't know. But just want to highlight just kind of some of the things that weren't really optimized before, because I see this a lot in a lot of the strategy calls. And what we go over is you can kind of see like how all the thumbnails there's no clear like color palette on what the channel is, right? A lot of the text, especially like in this green one on the top right, is like super duper small. It's almost impossible to see on mobile. And the title is the exact same as the thumbnail copy, which is a big no-no. We always want the thumbnail copy to be very, very different than what the title is. The images are a little bit blurry, not super well highlighted, and they need to be. So we'll go over examples of that. And so when I went in to kind of revamp the color palette, kind of what it's supposed to look like, what I wanted to make sure is that it was on brand. So I identified as like, what is the branding here? What's going to be that contrasting color? We have an orange, we have lots of teals. Okay. The clear, bright image in this case is myself, because I'm creating on the Rock Porch channel. And then I purposely made sure that the copy on the text is different than the title. And then the image, if it's you on there, you want to make sure it's very well highlighted, because when you have like half your face dark or a little bit is kind of grainy, that naturally, like, that's going to perform lower. Like, and I say this because I've split tested thousands of thumbnails, like literally thousands. So I understand like what converts and what doesn't. So what else? Oh, and just a couple of things we'll get into is just to know, if in case I don't mention, try not to put anything on the bottom right hand of the thumbnail, because it'll be covered by the timestamp. I think you guys know what I mean. But prior, the CTR on the channel was, I think, around 2.6%. So we were able to raise it to above 4.2, which is great. So that's a 56% increase. Okay. And then just to highlight a couple of great thumbnails, and I'll highlight more as we go, but Jeff Hire, shout out to the Laura Gomez adventure out there. These are really great thumbnails, right? And the key points here, thumbnails are everything. If you have bad thumbnails or non-optimized thumbnails, it could stunt your growth for potentially years. Okay. YouTube's very competitive, and something about your thumbnail has to pop. It determines whether someone clicks. And as I mentioned prior, it's the second opportunity to grab someone's attention and to win a click. So if someone sees the title and they're not quite convinced yet, but they see what's on the thumbnail, then they'll click, and vice versa. Okay. So maybe they see the thumbnail and they're convinced by the title, but I think you get the point. Okay. So type of one, or let's see, type right, type left. Which one would you click on? Let me know in the chat. Would you click on the right-hand side or the left-hand side? I highlight this because the one on the left, right, it's a very dark image of the 3 burger patties. It's kind of hard to see. Emily says right. Okay. And when you see the one on the right, naturally it's like, I'm hungry. Like, you see the melted cheese, you see the clear image of the burger, and the text. It's like, life-changing burger. Wow. Let me click on this video to see how to make this burger. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Bill says right. Stacy says right. Okay,
Everyone
great.
is correct. Good job.
And then I know these are in a little bit different niches that I've coached on, but just to kind of give a glimpse of good practice, right? On the left, like, you can hardly see the guy. Clearly he's a fitness influencer and creator, and you can hardly see what's going on. I mean, you can see he's doing a crunch, but I don't really know what's going on in the living room. I think he's trying to highlight his abs. I'm not sure. Whereas on the right, it's like, okay, 28 days. I'm going to get those abs. I want to click this video to see what's going on here. The journaling one as well. The copy, I'm sorry, the font on this thumbnail is very hard to read. I would say please try to avoid using cursive style copy or fonts on your thumbnails. Like, really try to just use normal fonts, right? Only journal like this. There's a nice journal in the background. It looks very much more clear on what I'm going to get and the value proposition of this video. And so that's why I really like to highlight those. And so for Photoshop, I found this thumbnail, and no, not trying to bash this girl, but I mean, I can make a better thumbnail on Canva. Like, if you're going to be a creator creating tutorials and stuff on Photoshop, you want to make sure your thumbnails reflect that, right? Because I don't know what this is trying to represent, but these right here, you could say like, wow, these are gorgeous designs. This tiger, this half face, and this one right here, learn Photoshop. It's like, okay, if I click on this, I'm going to get the good stuff, the good information. Okay.
Will said, so cursive is a generational thing.
Cursive. Yeah. That's right.
I think it's a more legibility thing, Bill.
Exactly. Legibility.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So when we talk about like, well, what is high converting? Like, pick one of these. If you're really going above and beyond, you can incorporate like all of these in one thumbnail, right? So we're talking about the place, the thing, the event, and you. So, call it unhinged, but I say your thumbnails need to be clickbaity, right? That's bottom line. They do, right? Something has to stand out. So when we talk about the place, especially for those of you that are in, hiking, backpacking, and outdoors, and doing vlog style, this is really important. So these thumbnails particularly do a great job of highlighting the place and like adventure out there. Like I don't know if this is a drone shot, but that's beautiful. Like that, the image of the water, and contrasting with the thumbnail evacuated, it's powerful, very, very powerful. So same with Molly Rose, and when she climbed Yosemite's Half Dome and the Abundant Traveler, it's showing me just a quick snapshot of what I'll get. And so I talk about Kara and Nate because they don't even have thumbnail copy, right? They're just like, we're so big, we don't need it. But they are smart because what they do is they understand how important it is for their audience to have a glimpse of what they did. And so they use a lot of AI generated images on their thumbnails. And I think that's a great idea because it's very bright. That AI makes things very beautiful, and it's eye catching. I mean, that bear right there in the back, and with Kara holding her phone, it's very clever because when I clicked on that particular video, you saw a bear kind of meandering around the campsite, and so it worked extremely well. So although these are AI generated, they work. And so maybe perhaps think about, could AI help with some of the images as it relates to, a place that I visited or a campsite or something? It could. So
Ooh,
Emily says,
that's
yes, it
quite
was a drone shot.
controversial, I think. But we won't get into the controversy.
What's that about AI?
Yes, about AI. Just anyway, but yeah, I did want to highlight Emily's comment. She said yes, it was a drone shot. So thank you for highlighting Emily's photo.
Yeah, of course. Let's see here. Okay, The Thing. So shout out to Super Writer TV. He does a great job with his content on highlighting what he's referring to. So this one, of course, is that camera. This is great because it's a clear highlight of the camera. Text game changer. The wheel, he does a great job with utilizing the arrows and having the front facing thing of the topic of his video right there. And also with this last one right here, he's talking about the pedal. So like the thing in your video, like what did you use? And this is also great when we're talking about Black Friday, if we're highlighting, a gear list or maybe a more specific higher ticket item like an AC, a stove, or something in maybe a van or a trailer or something like that. That could be also front facing in the thumbnail as well. Okay. And then the event. So what I mean by the event is sometimes things happen in the video. Like for example, Adam with Die Hard Fishing, his thumbnails crush it, and he doesn't use text either, but he's always like highlighting like his catches, right? These are giant. I think they're halibut. I hope I'm not wrong. But and then Snail Trail, Jimmy highlighted like the stabbed 4 tires, and then at Days We Spend, they talk about the event of them moving to Spain and what it's really like, the dreams versus reality. So think about if there's like an action or something that happened, someone fell, whatever, like, you know what I mean? Something to kind of highlight that and putting it on the thumbnail. That's great.
The shock factor.
Exactly. Yeah. And then of course so you of course want to include yourself, like, and this is where you can combine cool things. Like you can have yourself and the background image being the event, the place, right, or the thing. But you could really incorporate yourself. So that you put the YouTube in your content, and that's what makes it unique and super special. So people,
your tube.
exactly, your tube. So people connect, and I know I mentioned the whole AI images and stuff, but in this world that has become more and more AI dominant, the human factor and human connection is ultimately the utmost important, right? So just wanted to highlight that. So those 4 elements. Let's see. Camino Tellers, I wanted to shout out to them because they do a phenomenal job in all four categories: the event, the thing, themselves. I think I'm missing one. But if you see, I mean, across the board, they have in this first one the clear background image of the trail. Okay. They also have an arrow highlighting the pack. The gear list or the gear compilation, it's really clear in this thumbnail, so it's like the thing, right? And the text behind the head is a very, very popular, I think, all across all niches, right? A very, very popular not, I don't want to call it trend, effect, as you can say. And then yeah, like the phone. So this one's really great because it's very curiosity based to me. He's highlighting the phone. You can see the trail as well. So there's a lot of things going on there. So they do a very great job with their thumbnails across the board on their YouTube channel. So shout out to them.
And their stuff translates into income, just
Yes.
FYI.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And so now one of the newest features on YouTube is split testing titles. But if you're not already split testing thumbnails, I would definitely start there because the difference between one thumbnail converting higher than the other could be the difference between 100 views and getting like 5,000 views. Like literally, the swapping out one thumbnail. So always take advantage of the split testing. YouTube encourages it. And now for some YouTube channels, let me know in the comments if you have the AB split test feature, like comment AB if you can split test in your YouTube studio right now, because you'll be able to tell. I think I tried split testing
Wait, is
title.
it only available to certain creators of us,
Ye-
or
yes, and I'm not sure. It's kind of rolling out little by little to different channels, and I honestly I'm not sure. I know that you have to have advanced features enabled, but I think it's just kind of like over time, like everyone will have it probably in the next 60 days, I would imagine.
oh, nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
AB.
Melanie, hello. Melanie also crushes. Her channel's Travel Light Mel, and y'all should follow her as well.
Kelly says, I tried split testing thumbnails and my video stopped getting views. And the moment I did that, has anyone else had this happen? Very interesting. Okay. Let's see. Kelly, I think remind me the other kind of caveat with split testing is it's good to do when your channel's at least getting, let's say, like 500 views a post, a publish. Is that, yeah, a publish? Because if it's a little bit less than that, then there's not a ton of data to, and the split test will kind of keep going on for a very long time. Um, but keep, I would say, like, keep doing it regardless. I don't know what split testing is. So split testing is, Sherry, there is, when you're on YouTube Studio, there's a feature when you go to upload the thumbnail, it'll look just like this, and it'll give you options to test maximum of 3 thumbnails against each other. So what YouTube is going to do is it's going to show the first one, and then it's going to switch to the second, and then it's going to switch to the third, and it's going to collect data on how many clicks each one got in a span of a different time frame, and then it's going to evaluate which one performed better based on the amount of clicks and also based on the amount of time somebody watched that video from that particular thumbnail.
And Will said the split test title is in beta as well. So lots of new features that
Mm-hmm.
YouTube is coming out with to help creators. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Mm. And the other thing I was going to mention about split testing is don't pick one thing to split test at a time. So if you're split testing the titles, don't split test the thumbnails, because you won't know which outperform the other. So just pick one thing at a time. Let's see. Okay. Da-da-da.
Good questions. Thank you. And
Mm-hmm.
continue this amazing stuff that's happening in the chat as well, just connecting with each other. Love
Yes.
that.
Okay. Let's see. So any more questions about thumbnails before we move on?
Let's move on. We want to talk about affiliate and how to make money from our stuff.
Cool. All right. So just touching into the YouTube intro, that going back to that trifecta, we're really interested in the performance of the first minute. The goal is to hold between 60 to 70% retention. And the thumbnails and titles are like step one, but the intro does the heavy lifting. Okay. The intro establishes the tone, the storytelling, the trust, and that buying energy from the viewer. Okay. So when you have the title, thumbnail, and the hot intro, that trifecta, then that's truly like the recipe to go viral. Okay. So you really have, we're interested in the first minute and how that performs, but you really have like that first 5 seconds to determine whether someone will leave or not. So I wanted to give an example of a video of mine, a personal video that went viral in the past, and show at the minute mark, there was still 65% of my audience there. This is great. And you can see individually in your analytics how each video performs. Okay, all you got to do is go to the retention graph, hover over the minute, and see if it's 30 to 40%, something has to improve. Okay, you got to think about why people might be dropping off. Okay, so just to go over like the do nots of YouTube intros, like, don't say things like, hey guys, welcome back. The 20-second long animated intros that are there, that's just wasted time. Like, take those out and just get to the point. So you don't want to like over ramble. If there's no visual story, if you're not using B-rolls, like that could definitely help improve retention. And the CTAs, I've seen this mistake still with YouTubers with bigger audiences. They'll say like, oh, before we get into it, I'm so and so, and by the way, if you want to follow my podcast, if you want to download my thing, if you want to blah blah, like, cut that out. That's like way too early, right? People will leave if they have too many things to do and in the beginning. So you definitely want to not say those calls to action until like mid video. Okay. So B-roll, for everyone here, this is so important. Just collectively build a B-roll library, because these are visual hooks for the intro that can be used over and over and over. When I used to be a digital nomad, I had all these pictures of me in South America and Asia and all this. I still use these B-rolls to this day, over and over and over. So if you collect B-rolls of yourself, drinking coffee, riding your bike, in van life, just everyday normal things, literally B-roll yourself doing everything, host it in a folder, and use those B-roll elements over and over in your intros. Trust me, that's so important to captivating and retaining people in that first minute.
I need to know the link to that last video. When you jump
Oh, yes, I'll have to send it. But yeah, and then so it's in regards to editing, having pattern interrupts in there. So pattern interrupts, meaning this could be lower thirds, this could be jump cuts, right, where you like zoom in and out and stuff.
Okay, what do you mean by lower thirds, real quick?
Okay, so a lower third is text on screen, and it's in the lower third of the video.
Okay.
Yeah. So headline, is in the center. Sub headline could also be in the center. And then examples of other like visual hooks that you could do is like have a close up of the gear in motion. So some videos I've seen is like the opening thing when you click is like a 360 of the backpack or the item or the thing. That's amazing. Okay.
Yeah. Real quick, Will wants to know, are you suggesting that a 10-second intro and 15-second outro are not good?
The 10-second intro, because I know, Bill, you have a podcast as well. I would say I would say remove it from the intro. Yes. The outro, I don't recommend outros. The reason why, when you get to the end of a YouTube video, you don't want to have an outro and be like, okay, thanks for watching, it's over. No. You want to just keep going. You want to Be like, so if you're enjoying this content, what I want you to do now is watch this next video coming up on the 10 things I learned when I traveled to China. That video is coming up right now, so click right here, and like direct them to the next video. Like there's never an end. Either there's no end. You just want to keep them going, right? And that's, as I mentioned before, like that will increase the click through rate of the end screen. So I'm not a fan of outros. Intros, if you have to have an intro, like an animated logo one, make it no more than 3 to 4 seconds.
Yeah, and all these stats are actually backed up by Merce and I were just in Vid Summit, which is a YouTube specific conference for like the top YouTubers, like Mr. Beast and all that different people, and they all recommend exactly what Marissa said as well. Mm-hmm.
Thanks, appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the drone flyaways, epic. Emily, I think you mentioned, I think you guys use drones. Like, keep that up. If you can have drones in the intro, it's a retention holder like crazy.
Can we talk about what a pattern interrupt is? Just describe it real quick.
A pattern interrupt could be a couple things. So a pattern interrupt could be literally just a zoom in and zoom out. So like this frame, like pretend like I zoom in
Mm-hmm.
and then it zooms back out. It could
Okay.
be a zoom into a certain thing. It can kind of literally be anything. It could be a transition that comes across the screen with like it's just a solid overlay with some text. So anything that interrupts what's going on is a pattern interrupt.
Got it. Okay, so in the transition. Okay.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, so the framework that I kind of like to have in my head when I produce, and you could, if this works, you can follow it as well, is like the hook, story, promise, and the action. So as an example, like last month, I tested 5 tents in freezing temperatures, and one of them almost broke me. By the end of this video, promise, you'll know exactly what gear you need to survive freezing temps. Let's get into it. Action, right? So then a cool B-roll could be like a cinematic intro shot of the campsite, maybe like a 2-second B-roll of like naked and afraid style. They're like freezing and they have the camera up their nose. You know what I mean?
That's Marissa's favorite show, by the way.
I know. But something a little bit dramatic in the beginning. That's kind of the formula to follow.
Yeah, and actually, this format too is really great for like affiliate, right? You're testing temps, tent temps. Oh my gosh. So you're literally talking about product and posing them against each other and your specific review on them, but in a really organic way. So this stuff sells without you selling.
Exactly. Okay, so now moving on to the YouTube's hidden traffic source. It's not hidden at all. It's right there, but I call it hidden because 95% of YouTubers miss it, and that is the community tab. And so not just getting into the umbrella of YouTube traffic. Those of you that have spoken to me, I dive into this, but there's like over 10 different sources. And the only ones we care about are browse feature and suggested. Those are king and queen, and vice versa. Okay. The other ones don't matter as much. What I would say is you don't want your channel dominating for YouTube search, and you don't want your channel to dominate for shorts, because then it's just not great. I don't have a whole lot of time to get into it, but what I would say is the community tab is really important. It's a way to get discovered, and we'll talk about what it is right now. So basically, when you I think it's called posts now. It used to be called community, but now it's called posts. So when you look at your channel and you go on the post tab, that's like a social feed, right? So views, when you see that traffic source on your channel called channel pages, the community tab has a direct impact on this source of traffic. So what are channel pages other than the community tab? People find your channel from a playlist, browsing on your channel, clicking from one video to another, typing in your name in the search bar, and the community tab. So these things comprise channel pages traffic source. All right. And the great thing about posting in the community tab is it can re-spark engagement to old videos and push discoverability. And of course, push your affiliate links and traffic in those posts.
So, quick question about community tab.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the community that you've built within your following, or community as in YouTube community, or where are they pulling, like where are they presenting this information to on your from your tab?
Anyone, type a 2 in the chat if you don't know where your community tab is, because I think it might be
Sorry,
worth.
not where the community tab is, but what audience does the community tab push to?
Your existing and new audiences.
Okay,
So
existing
your
audience.
existing subscriber base, and also you can get discovered by new viewers and potentially new subscribers with posts that you make on the community tab.
Okay, so it's the same thing as a post on, or just a different traffic source. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So there are 5 different types of posts that you could do on there, and all of them are great and serve a different purpose. But for Black Friday purposes, the best ones are like are definitely the image polls, the text polls, quizzes. I don't use a ton because it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of the same thing as text polls if you ask me. And then posting the videos on the community tab. So these are all different ways that you can leverage your community tab. So you want to treat it as your native social feed. So you can do things as simple as like posting a selfie, or if you went to a conference, post a 5-photo carousel of your takeaway from the conference, just things. Maybe you had a meetup with your own community. It's great to just post things as a native social feed on your community tab.
Got it. And Will, of course, back with all the awesome comments, basically a non-video content on YouTube. Interesting that they have the non-video part.
Yeah.
Not like almost like backwards, but anyways. I mean, it's like
Right.
YouTube platform.
Right. And I've referenced Camino tellers a lot in this video, but they really do have a chef's kiss example of a community tab. So if you guys want to see a really great example, check out their channel. But they post themselves and pictures of the events, all their travels. They have polls all the time. They post the videos, like latest video, click right here. This is really great structure to have the title and the actual link of the video when you post a video. And yeah, as I mentioned, and here's the thing, like it's a really great idea to post between 10 to 14 times a week on the community tab. I mean, if this isn't something you can do, maybe you hire a VA to help you do this, but it is a great thing to have and consistently do. Okay. And in leveraging this for Black Friday and Q4 sales to your affiliate links, a really great way. And shout out to, I think, Hiking Outdoor Family, Sarah, I think you're here, right? I used your example because you did a really great example of having the image poll, right? And showing like these things. So the image polls and the polls, they're just text versus image. They get 3 to 5 more times engagement than your normal posting a video. Okay. So they get tons of votes, and which is really cool. So what I love about this is, like, I would highly advise to, if you have like a gear list, or an evaluation video, like the 5 what sleeping bags survive the freezing temperatures, put pictures of them, and then you can also put the links to the items like right there in the description of the poll. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, and the best part about this community tab is you can pre-program and schedule these as far in advance if you want. And the best part is, like, you can post as many times a day in the community tab as you want. Like, if you want to post like 5 to 6 times, you can. There's no such thing as like annoying people in the community tab, if that makes sense. So
Almost like a stories, but like on YouTube. So like
exactly.
much better because you can post all these links and make way more
Exactly.
money.
Yep. Yeah. Sarah says, I sometimes use AI to generate those images. Yep. That's okay. Two. Alexandra says two. I know nothing. Okay, I'll show you later, Alexandra, the where that is. So I just want to make sure I want to get to this next section. Advanced affiliate strategies. And I'm so sorry, I thought about this is kind of wordy, but offering bonuses. This is pretty advanced and it will take some strategy and thinking through. But what I mean by bonuses is offering a bonus for those of you who purchase, or for those people who purchase through your affiliate links. So you could offer things like exclusive buy through bonus guides or PDFs. Like you can say something like, when you grab any of my favorite hiking essentials through my Rock Porch link, or you can just say affiliate link, I'll send you my weekend adventure checklist or something like that. You can offer them a private video or training, a discount or shout out tie-in. So buy one of my recommended dumbbells through Rock Porch this week, and I'll give you a shout out in next week's video. Community or challenge access.
Okay, sorry. Really quick before we move
Mm-hmm.
on, let me just highlight Alex's comment real
Okay.
quick. She says she's a little overwhelmed. Think about
Okay.
long form. So how long should these videos be? And could she start with shorts and then community and then add long form later?
All right. So shorts, I would not recommend. There you go. There you go, Bill. Don't start with shorts. Perfect advice. Up. Done.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
sorry, I call it Will, Bill. It's you're the same person, okay? But
yeah. But yeah, Alexandra, I would not start with YouTube short, because as I mentioned before, you don't want your channel dominating with shorts traffic. It's going to algorithmically attract the wrong people to your content. So my suggestion is to post a minimum of 4 long form videos per month. If you can, try to make them between 6 to 8 minutes. There's no such thing as a video that's too long. I mean, YouTube was born a long form platform. That's what it likes. Like shorts content was never going to dominate over long form.
But I would say though, Alex, it's better to have something than nothing. So if I know that some people are wired more towards long form and some people are just wired more towards short form, maybe that's against what Marissa just said. But in terms of like the different traffic sources, right? Like if that's what you have and that's like your capabilities, I would start there and at least have some YouTube traffic. Like how there's some people who are like they focus on Instagram and then YouTube or whatever is like their secondary. So like we're not all wired in the long form content, but taking action and doing a little bit is better than doing nothing and completely just forgetting the channel.
With think about what I would add to that is a long form video. Like if you can just create a 4-minute long form video, do that. Do that just to build that muscle, because that's really going to help you establish the habit and everything, because just getting the muscle going, you're going to have to do that in order to build, in order to have something to evaluate and keep going on, right? And I think, was it Bill said, don't chase perfectionism. Great advice. Like you just got to press record, right?
Yeah.
And so
and also Kelly said, yeah, I mean, rapid growth from shorts basically, didn't help her with her long form. So
yes.
Yeah, I mean, you got to play to the platform and where you're posting. So yeah.
And I would also say a definite do not is don't repurpose your TikToks and your reels and put them on shorts. I mean, it's the same with each platform wants organic content, but I would say for shorts, like definitely make it original format. Like don't make sure it doesn't have the TikTok logo. That's just not a good thing. I needed to hear this. I needed to hear this.
I feel like we have a lot of Instagrammers that are, coming to YouTube. So we come with a short form, like what I was just like, oh yeah, just repurpose with a short form mentality. But, for like OG YouTubers who actually, have grown well, it's very different. So really great advice.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, bonuses, going back to the bonuses, like, here's the list I was mentioning, all different great things to offer as bonuses when people buy. And so you might be asking, like, okay, like, how will I know when someone buys? You can tell people and literally leave instructions in your YouTube videos, like, send me a screenshot of your purchase, and you can fact check, like, when the purchase was made according to your rock porch platform, and the data that you have in the back end, right? And so that's one way you can validate somebody's purchase. Okay. Courses. For those of you that have courses, which I highly recommend you do at some point in time, because here's the thing. Here's another thing that to take away. It's like, you don't, and I've learned the hard way. You don't own your YouTube channel. You don't own your followers. You don't own your views. It can be taken away from you in an instant. I've had my channel hacked and deleted. I was literally on the verge of crossing 100K views when my channel was hacked and deleted off the platform. Like, you could
What?
imagine how soul crushing that was. But all that to be said is, like, you really want to treat YouTube as a business, right? With your affiliate link income is just that low hanging fruit income that you absolutely should have, like, everywhere. Definitely start building a list. If you don't already have a lead magnet, a freebie to give away, you have to start building your list. Because, and this isn't to scare anybody, but this is just good business practice, okay? Because you got to have a list, because that is your traffic source forever. You can promote affiliate links in your list, you can promote your courses and stuff. So basically, in your courses, right, you can have different sections in the intro, like, oh, here's my toolkit, right, and here's my packing guide, whatever it is. But this is another place and a touch point where your customers can have a touch point to buy from you. All
Yeah,
right.
I mean, even yeah, I mean the fact like I think affiliate is also such a dirty word usually, and yeah, it is considered like it's like the low hanging fruit. But in reality, if you build it as a part of like your business plan and it is like front and center, and it's something, it truly does make you that recurring income within all of your streams, right? Without you moving a single like anything, right? It's literally a link people are purchasing all the time. And yeah, when they get into your courses, these are the people that are like the most committed to you and what you have to say. If they already bought your course, affiliate is no brainer. They're going to definitely buy your stuff. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So newsletters, for those of you that are collecting newsletters, having email sequences, and doing email marketing. So you're emailing your list weekly. Okay. You have a sequence, which means, like, if someone opts into your checklist, they opt into a landing page, put name and email, they get a sequence. Maybe they get a 5-day sequence that follows up, that introduces you more, that gives them a couple tips and things like that. And that's easy money, like easy link in those emails that you can refer and stuff in those sequences and everything. And let's see what else did
Let
I
me
put.
highlight Alex's question real quick. If you have any good examples, and this might be on a call later, but shorter videos, that would be a good place to start in terms of like itinerary style shorts. I think this might be a
Yeah.
specific question for maybe later on a
Yeah,
call.
but Alexandra, maybe you could say what your niche is, and explain your idea a little bit more, because I think I know what you're saying, and I think I have an example in mind.
Okay, great.
Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, uh, Elaine, I don't know if you wanted to speak any more to, like, the lead magnets or lose newsletters when it comes to Black Friday, but that's just kind of rounding it up, like having affiliate links in all your downloadable PDFs, freebies. If you have an ebook, checklist, things like that, really great to hyperlink your affiliate um, links in there.
Yeah. And how, once again, like I think oftentimes what if you think of affiliate as a dirty thing that you want to shove on the side, it will be the dirty thing that you shove on the side, right? But if you think about it as a way that you're presenting information in a to link, so for example, whatever problem you have, your affiliate product is the solution. If you think about it in terms of that way, you're going to push your affiliate much harder. And if you get your audience used to purchasing you on from an affiliate standpoint, like honestly, like you're directing them to your link in bio or your links, right? You're like, if you like my channel, support me in my affiliate income as well. And I know a lot of creators who do that, and they make a ton of affiliate income because they're not pushing it as like a side thing where you're like, you know what I mean? They're putting it front and center. They're making it evident. They're making it known that this is a part of their income strategy. So support them by purchasing whatever it is. And if that item is relevant and helps, all the better, right?
Exactly. All great, super great points. And kind of the last point today, just a reminder, right? Best practices for affiliate link placement. That prime real estate is that first line in your YouTube description. Like that, you no longer need to fill the tops of your description with SEO, right? Because the old tip was like, oh, fill your first 3 paragraphs with SEO keyword rich description so that it's optimized and it gets ranked on Google. Like that doesn't even matter anymore. So what I do and what I always advise when I coach you all is like, put your links at the top. Maybe not like the full length, the full list of 20 things, but if you could put your Rock Porch collection with higher ticket items at the top, make sure you have it there. Make sure you are leveraging your pinned comments. Like a lot of you are missing the pinned comment. That gets the second most amount of traffic. People are always going, interacting in the comment section. And the mid description, this is where, midway down in the description, you put the entire list of things. You put, I've seen lists of 10 things, lists of 20 things, but kind of categorize by category what the things are. That's great for the middle of the description. And
another thing I wanted to make sure that we highlighted as well that actually hasn't been mentioned is actually two things. One, as looking into your audience is seeing who is viewing on the TV and who is actually viewing on mobile, right? Oftentimes we watch YouTube on the TV, right? Especially if it's channels that you like and you're constantly scrolling. So make sure to also include a QR code, which we do have in Rock Porch as well on screen, to capture those TV viewers. Even if the majority are still mobile, you're capturing both end. And there's a new feature that YouTube just came out with where as you're watching on mobile, you can put your link directly as you mention it. You can literally drop your link and it will pop up in a little field, so that people can click on it as you're talking about the product. So that is where a lot of perfect placement of links come to play. And in addition to, of course, doing the basic like, linking in the comments and so on and so forth, but make it so easy. It's like undeniable for the click.
Yes. No, good point with on screen. And the other thing, use your cards. So like, let's say you have a website on WordPress or Squarespace or whatever. And I think it doesn't even matter what website it is, but if your channel is monetized with the YouTube partnership program, you can put cards. I mean, just point to the upper left. Like it's always the upper left when you're filming, point up, and people click on cards for sure. Like that data driven, that's a data driven.
Really quick, explain what a card is for all the YouTube newbies.
A card is a link that you can place in your video, and the card refers to literally text that pops up when you place the card at a certain point in your video, and it pops up like, grab my blah blah, or a card could be a link to another YouTube video. It could be a link to a website. It could be a link to a channel or a playlist. Those 4 things. But you only have that feature if your channel's monetized with the YouTube partnership program. But if you are, you better be using your cards. That those get clicks, and you can put your links in there as well. So, and that's pretty much it. I
A
think
couple things I did also want to mention in terms of just like a purely informational in the sense of like so there was this email that one of our YouTubers wrote. Actually, it's Two Wandering Souls. They wrote it. This was back with our REI Labor Day sale. But I'm kind of going back to the newsletter part, right? Their email messaging was saying like, I never seen this go on sale before, dot, 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 with the eye emoji, right? And then within their actual newsletter, they took specific images of the gear that they've used. But something that I really love about how they structured their program, and this is how you do it in their links. This is how you do it in your affiliate links and your YouTube descriptions as well, is you would name the actual like Grail water bottle. You would send the link to that. And then you would describe a little bit about why they should purchase or why it even matters. So in this case, they said filter water anywhere, streams, lakes, and even tap water abroad, right? So it's not just like, here's a Grail water bottle link. That's 20% off or whatever it is. But they're also saying a feature as to like why it's important, right? Or why it's important to them, right? Or like baby sleeping bags, the only backpacking friendly bags for little ones, right? Like they're talking about a feature or something that a problem that it solves and why you should click on it. So it's not just a link in and of itself. Mm-hmm.
yes.
Wait, Will has a great
Yes.
thing about cards I want to mention real quick because we only have 2 minutes left and I want to answer all the questions. Have a hard time rationing cards. It literally pops them out of the video, right?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Like when someone clicks on a card, the preview of what it is pops up, but it doesn't stop the video or take them there unless you click on it. And so if they click on a card and click on a website, it'll open in a new tab. Pretty sure, because that's what I remember. But I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm pretty sure.
either way, if they click onto another video from a card, I mean, you're keeping them on YouTube, and that's the most important thing. Well, second most important thing is getting them to your your website and your affiliate links, right? But yeah, cards definitely use them. And then going back up to what Alexandra said, my page is all about things to do in El Paso. Like that, so like shorts won't do those things justice. Like okay, let me just share this creator really quick, because she made a 3-minute video about living in Hawaii, right? And it's so good. But this is, I share this because she has short videos. Some of them are short, some of them are a little longer, but just goes over like things to do, cost of living, and things like that. Like you can really make this content very easily a long form, is my point. But my other point is it doesn't have to be super long form to start. And yeah, you can take the person through your experience and have footage of you doing the things in the different cities in Texas and in the national parks and in the Southwest. So I just wanted to highlight that, it doesn't have to be super, super long, right? And this is still long form, which is what YouTube wants.
Yeah. Let me
Okay.
also highlight Sherry's point real quick. She says, how do we gather email addresses to start a newsletter? Jump on a call with me, Sherry. When I was a creator, I built my list from 0 to 25,000 subscribers. So I'll talk to you all about like just everything from the start to strategy to all that stuff. I'll drop my meeting link in there as well. But yeah, anything YouTube, talk to Marissa, anything blogging and newsletter and just overall strategy, talk to me. And the final thing I wanted to mention is we have another amazing webinar that's coming up, or let's not call them webinars, live events coming up November, when is it? November 5th. Okay, same time, November 5th, noon Central, where our Instagram strategist, who we also just joined as well, she also has about 200,000 followers. Will be doing the similar thing, but like from an Instagram standpoint. So make sure to join us for that. And of course, yes, email or book Marissa on her email right there or her meetings link. And please chat with her. She is a wealth of knowledge as you already experienced, but like she will get on a personal level with you on a call. So, but yeah, I want to appreciate and thank you guys all for being here. And thank you, Marissa, for your incredible insights. And this is only the beginning, right? Like, book a call with her. Make sure that, like next week, because that holiday sales is going to come quick. And yeah, let's make sure that we make this the best affiliate Q4 we have ever had. All right, super cool. Well, thank you guys all so much, and we will see you at the next webinar. All right, bye everyone.
Bye, thank you.